Darkcast Network. The light shines brightest on our indie podcasts.
Warning. The following podcast may occasionally contain strong language and material that is not suitable for all ages. If you are easily offended, it is highly advised that you turn back now. However, if you're a degenerate, welcome, brethren. You've found your home.
Welcome to the Crime Diner. We are a Jersey podcast, and on the menu is a variety of true crime, cults, mysteries, historical hilarities, and sometimes victim stories. We do this within a Dinner with Friends theme. I'm Nydia.
I'm Dana.
I'm Cindy.
Last week I told you guys the amazing... if you missed it, go back. Go back.
Definitely.
It's the story of catfishing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story of the CIA. It's a story of murder. It's a real whodunit.
Yeah. I really hated that story, actually.
Yes.
Because it really made me feel very sad for, lots of people involved in it.
Yes.
But it was an interesting look into a slice of life, a very specific slice of life.
Yeah. So it's basically what happens when you are a shut-in of a certain age and you get bored.
And you have access to the internet.
Yeah. So I covered the Facebook murders. Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah. This week, the story I'm going to tell you is a love story that's filled with lies, deceptions, and prison breaks.
So basically my last relationship.
Yes. Yep, exactly.
Wow. Oh, is it?
What?
The thing that just happened with the guard and the...
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Ooh, you got me scared there for a minute.
No, this happened in the 90s, early 2000s, right around then.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're going to like this story.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that story, but first... the food. Let us pray. Bless us, O patrons, for these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy donations through Patreon every month under the power of the V
Podcast. Cult.
Oh, bitch.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, I'm gonna...
Yeah, tell us about it.
Your theme was jailhouse food.
Oh, no.
So what I did was I contacted people I know that work in the jail.
Oh, who work in the jail.
That work in the jail.
my
And I
God.
said, what's the favorite food? Give me more information. So the favorite food was, other than chicken patties, the other favorite was the ziti with barely any sauce, 5 meatballs. And usually it's either mixed veggies or salad, and there's always bread thrown on top. Okay.
I was hoping we were going to get white bread and butter, but there's literally 2 slices of white bread.
Oh, no, you should know. You should know.
We don't get butter.
You don't get butter.
Why don't you get butter?
You don't get butter.
They don't have butter.
You don't
Why?
get butter. Also,
Bitch, it's jail.
No, I get it, but butter, it would make it, it would give you heart disease.
You gotta choke
Oh my
on
God,
them.
we're not
I'm
trying
just-
to kill them.
I'm
No.
just saying.
No.
No, you choke
don't
that white bread down.
You choke that white bread down.
I don't know that I can do that.
Okay,
Sop
so
up the tequila, bitch, because you're going to need it.
also, we have forks. They usually do spoons.
Sporks?
No.
Spoons.
Really?
Spoons.
Yeah.
Plastic
We're not filing that
spoons.
shit out.
Plastic spoons.
Right.
Also,
Since we're not doing the plastic spoons, we're going with the forks. Can we get some fucking butter up in here?
Yeah, but my butter is hard. I usually leave it on the counter, and I don't have any soft butter, so I don't even know if it's going to... But we'll try.
Can we toast it? I cannot eat regular bread. I cannot.
look.
You're in jail,
You're
bitch.
locked up, bitch.
Yeah.
You get what you get. Also, so the salad, it's always Italian dressing. It's nothing else but Italian dressing.
Oh.
You don't get another option.
But you got such good dressing at your house.
I know, and I usually make it myself. No.
Yeah, but you could have juiced
No.
it up for us.
No.
We're not locked up. We have not committed a crime, sir.
Talk to the person that asked for the theme. They
hate
asked for
you
the
so
theme.
much.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to like make it fancy though.
No, this is not Martha Stewart. Okay, this
Oh
is not
my
the Martha
God.
Stewart jail.
This is Cunthia.
That's right. I forgot.
We'll talk about
Cunthia
that.
at it again. On here with her
this
bullshit.
Is what you get. This is what you get. So, a few more facts. They have to make sure you get 3 squares a day, of course. One of them must be hot, must equal 24 to 2,800 calories per day. They must include all the starch, the protein, the vegetable, all of that.
Food pyramid.
The food pyramid. Usually, on top of this, the dessert is also normally thrown on the tray with this because they also get a dessert. They always get a dessert.
Oh, well, that's nice. I'm glad they're going the extra mile.
We'll discuss the dessert. So,
Also, we're drinking and it's 11 o'clock. I had a shot of tequila and a glass of
11
wine.
a.m.
so the glass of wine, speaking of the wine,
Is this made in the toilet?
of course it's not toilet wine, but it's the next best thing. It's homemade wine. So
I liked it. Wait, where'd you get
did
this?
you try it already?
Danny's brother made this, right?
Danny's brother makes it.
We've had this
yeah.
on the show before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law makes wine.
It's pretty good.
The other
Yeah.
one that he made was a Cabernet that we had here as well, and you actually really liked it. So
Yeah.
this is Grenach.
I'm going to have so much diarrhea later.
Oh my God.
Let's
so many
eat.
body movements.
What do you think about jailhouse food?
Y'all, I love the toilet wine.
The toilet wine is good.
It's delicious.
I think the toilet wine is pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll have to send a little thank you to the brother-in-law.
Yeah, like a nice little homemade shank. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a loaf of bread.
I mean, it's a given.
My butter was too cold for the bread.
Uh-huh.
That was unfortunate.
I didn't have the bread. I refused.
So, it really reminded me of, like, when I would eat at my grandparents' house. And even still, like, so, you know, I sometimes go eat at my grandparents' house and spend time with them because my papa has dementia and my grandmom's, like, there a lot by herself. And so when I go there, they make, like, old people food. Like, really squishy pasta, really, like, overcooked potato, you know. Like, old people, like, soft food. Because I don't think
soft.
he can't put his teeth in anymore or whatever. So, but she always has white bread and that country crock, you know? Like, with pasta and everything. So, like, I've always eaten, like, kind of overboiled pasta on like white bread with butter. Not that it was overboiled, but like jailhouse, like that, like kind of that whole same that vibe, you know, like it kind of does taste like old people jailhouse food. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like a little nostalgic for me. I think that Italian dressing is the worst dressing. So it is kind of a punishment that they give Italian dressing in jail, but
Same.
yeah, I don't really like Italian dressing.
I don't mind it. I like that vinegary taste. I don't mind it.
There's way better options.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially Cindy's homemade freaking,
Or the
her
stuff that she gets
vinaigrettes.
from like the Lancaster, like Amish people or wherever the fuck.
Yeah. But this toilet wine, I could literally have this every day.
No, I do want to just say that we usually record on Friday nights.
Yeah.
It is Sunday morning before noon. And I've tied one on. I'm a little drunk.
So am I.
so
am I. But honestly, like,
I'm glad we
this
had a
whole
bunch of
summer,
starch.
yeah. This whole summer, I basically tied one on and then laid in my hammock.
I love that
and
for you.
Yeah, I really needed that. I'm back to when we went out for COVID and nobody knew if the world was going to end or not.
My favorite
I'm
time.
back to that.
I love that for you.
And yeah, I love that for me. So I'm used to being drunk at like noon and just laying in the hammock.
Oh my god, you're like my hero.
Yeah, I've also been remodeling my house, so it's not like I'm not doing any work, but I'll be tearing down a wall and then laying on the hammock. drunk.
Yeah. I mean, also, you don't owe us any work, so you can just lay in the hammock without tearing down a wall. Just my little...
No, but just for
Thing
my
for you.
own peace of mind, I have to have had done something to then be able to earn the
All
relaxation.
right, fair enough.
But I like the pasta.
Yeah.
The pasta gave very old nursing home cafeteria vibes.
She nailed it. I mean, yeah.
And I can tell you right now, I could never do prison. They're just not going to take me alive, coppers.
Mind you, you should know this is one of the favorites. So
Oh
can
my
you
God.
imagine if
Oh.
this is one of the favorites? You should also know. So a couple more little known facts. In the jail that I contacted the person I know. They don't serve any pork ever. They don't buy pork products at all. So they don't do any pork in any of their meals. Also, each meal is approximately $2.30 per person.
That sounds expensive for what we just had.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Because literally, okay, let's
But we
break
didn't have
this down.
dessert yet.
That includes dessert,
And
drink,
a drink.
everything.
Yeah, but the drink is what? Because it's not toilet wine.
It's some
Probably
kind
like
of
milk
juice.
or something, yeah.
It's a juice.
Okay. Let's just not get caught.
That's so sad. That's what makes me so sad.
Let's
like,
not
no
get
one wants
caught.
juice.
Yeah. Let's just not do it.
Do you want to talk about something more fun?
What?
Can I tell you what happened to me on my birthday?
Sure.
So, my friends...
Dana just had a birthday like a day ago.
Yeah, it was almost a week ago. Oh, it was over a week ago.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Okay. My mom had a birthday a
yes,
day
your
ago.
mom. As much as you would love for me to be your mommy.
Oh,
Oh, God.
gross.
No, so my birthday was last week.
I
and
cannot imagine myself at your teat.
You know how we were
Stop.
right there? We're right there. We're always right there. And then Nydia just with the 1 too far.
Go ahead.
How's that visual for everyone?
Oh.
Are you liking it?
That's some sour milk.
Okay.
You're a booze hound.
I'm done. Now, as you guys can hear, my friends are assholes. Not just you, but every other friend I have, also an asshole. So
Does that make you the taint? You're surrounded by
yes.
assholes.
So my friends, not you guys, but another group of friends, planned a beautiful evening for me.
Wonderful.
So sweet. Yeah. They took me to dinner. They paid for everything. They bought me a cake. The whole bit. It was
Wonderful.
really nice.
Yes.
And then they took me to a show.
Okay.
And it was a Cirque du Soleil risque.
Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
It was like in a tent. It was in Atlantic City. It was like the whole bit.
love
right?
it.
So we were having so much fun. So it was like a risque one. It was like sexy one.
Oh,
She paid like extra money so we would have seats like sort of close to the thing, which was unnecessary because like it was literally in a tent. You could see everywhere from
Right.
everything. But anyway, they kept pulling people from the audience. Like the whole show.
wonderful.
The whole show. And of course my friends kept being like, it's her birthday! It's her birthday!
Of course.
My friend's husband and I get called up on the stage. It's not a stage, it's a fucking tent. Like
Yeah.
with the dirt floor and the whole bit. So they're like bend over. We had to like be in a line, all bent over, and like these acrobats were like jumping over us. It was so fun. They like kept adding more people and jumping over us. So fun. So then my friend's husband gets called up again, and they have him throwing like a hula hoop over this like scantily clad woman with a giant dildo on her butt, like a ring toss.
Wait.
you know?
She had a dildo in her butt?
No, on it, like sticking up,
Oh,
like
okay.
backwards. Yeah, on it,
It
on
was
the outside.
just like, wow, the hazards of work.
No, on it, on the outside.
Got it.
And he was like ring tossing it over her, and it was funny, haha. And then he had to do like a pin the tail on the donkey, but it was like a find the clit. It was like it was really fun.
Wait, describe this. Find the clip.
It was like a giant picture
Of a
like
clit, of a vagina.
Yeah,
And he had to
like a
find the
vulva.
clit.
Yeah, and they blindfolded him, spun him around, and then he had to like pin a like I don't know what it was on like, and the lady was like moving the vagina on and out. It was really funny. So it was like haha funny, like nothing
Right.
was really like too embarrassing, like whatever. So then they call more people up, and my friend's like, it's her birthday, it's her birthday. So they forced me to come up. I go to get off the thing. I'm wearing like really cute sandals, like just little sandals that I've had for like years.
Get off what thing?
Like the bench that we were sitting on.
Okay.
Like the seat. And my foot is like at a weird angle.
Uh-huh.
And I trip and my sandal breaks open. So I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm walking on the stage with my shoe is like with every step. So I take quickly kick my shoes off. So now I'm in a tent in the dirt in Atlantic City with no shoes on. And I go up on stage, and it's me, the host of the show, who, like, initially had come out in this, like leather, like, cat suit, like a whole body, like, thing, and then eventually took it off, and she was just wearing, like reminiscent of Cher in that video where she's just wearing, like, black, like,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, they were naked.
The V thing.
Yes, like,
the V thing.
Like, the duct tape over her body, whatever. Like,
wow.
She was, like, almost, I mean, everybody was almost naked. It was fun.
It was very risque.
It was risque. So it's me, the host of the show, and a woman who is a...
Contortionist?
No, a bride-to-be.
Oh, okay.
Like someone from the audience.
Okay.
Yeah, like a bachelorette party or whatever. And the lady's like, I have you on the stage because blah, blah, blah. Because they're, like, cleaning stuff up behind us, I guess. And I'm like... I had already been up there, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. So I was like, okay, it's probably just, like, some dumb game. Mm-hmm. No, ma'am. It was not a dumb game.
Okay.
It was a faking an orgasm competition.
Wonderful. And you're barefoot.
And I'm barefoot.
And your feet are dirty as hell.
And I'm fucking wanting to throw up.
Oh.
And I'm like... I turned to, like, look at my friends, and they're just horrified. Because they're like, no, I barely... want to sing karaoke in front of people I've known for decades.
Exactly. And
now I'm
you
in
have
a room full of strangers, and they want me to fake an orgasm into a microphone. And I'm like, how do I get out of this?
Now, right now, listener, is the time to turn down
No,
the
I'm
volume.
not going to do it.
No, you have to.
I'm not going to do it.
So how was it? Was it like,
Oh, you would have done way better than me because I fucking lost. Okay. I lost a faking orgasm
Wait, how do
competition.
you lose a faking an orgasm?
Because
she's a lesbian and we don't have to fake it normally.
Bitch, I was like...
Touche.
Also, the lady was making severe eye contact with me the whole time.
Oh
while
my,
I, had a microphone in my hand. And she's like, I wouldn't ask you to do anything. I wouldn't... I'm, like, purple right now. She's like, I wouldn't ask you to do anything. I wouldn't do so. She faked an orgasm first, which made me very uncomfortable because she kept looking at me in the eye. And then she was like, no butt stuff. And she was like, saying all this weird shit.
No butt stuff.
And I'm, like, shaking. So they, like, hand me the microphone. I, like, have a fake orgasm. It was terrible.
How do you, like...
I'm not doing it.
How do you do it terribly? Just one.
No,
just
ma'am.
one.
No.
Just one.
I don't know. It just wasn't very
Dana,
loud.
do it for the podcast.
I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna
Just
do
one.
it.
Just
No,
one. Like, was it
No, it just wasn't, like, good enough. That's all.
I'm gonna keep doing it until you correct me.
Well, I'm not gonna
Was
do
it? Oh.
I don't know, bitch.
Was it? I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I wouldn't do that.
Just one.
I'm not doing it, bitch. Listen to me. Then the bride-to-be
I want to hear this.
takes the
what does she do?
microphone and just starts wailing into the fucking mic. I mean, howling.
Because she's a hetero.
Yeah. And so the lady, of course the crowd goes wild, and I was like, wanted to throw up. And then the lady turns back to me, and I was like, that's why she's getting married and I'm divorced. So, like, whatever, I won them over in the end with my, like, high comedy, but
Did you promote the podcast?
there was a lot happening. I had no shoes on. I was just faked an orgasm in front of a room full of strangers.
Fuck yourself, Dana.
I know, I'm the worst kind of person. And then when I got back, my friend was like, are we still friends? And I was like, you simply can never talk to me again. Like, I just, and anyway, so it was horrifying. I wanted to die. The show was really fun, though. If there's, like, a whole series of circs right now in AC, so, like, I guess they're going on tour, so if they're coming to you, like, it is a very fun show.
Wow.
It was so fun. I've been to, like, Cirque du Soleil's over the years that, like, were way better, like, theatrical and performative. This one was just, like, fun from the moment it started to the moment they end. It was for everyone. It wasn't just naked women. There was this guy who was doing, like, this striptease dance, sort of, in, like, a clawfoot bathtub, like, with, like, an inch of water, and he was, like, flipping water all over the place, and it was so fucking... It was really funny. Like, it was sexy, but it was funny. It was really a good show. Like, I would highly recommend. If Cirque is coming to your town, they have a paranormal one. They have, like, all of these. Yeah, it was really, really fun. But anyway, it was the most horrifying thing. Don't go on stage if they call you, because I was just like, oh, I can die now. I'm gonna die. Oh. I'm not. Fucking hate you so much. A boont.
Boont.
What's in it?
It's blueberry. It's a blueberry pound cake, basically.
It's a boont. It's a blueberry pound cake boont.
bunt.
We love it. What kind of icing is it?
Just a vanilla icing.
Vanilla icing?
Is it like from Betty Crocker and shit? Don't hard blink. This is jailhouse food.
This is me. I made it.
I know you. That's your hard blink, but
She said, don't ask dumb questions, bitch. It's from the jail.
yeah, but she phoned it in on the other stuff because it's jail stuff.
How do you fucking phone it in? I literally rolled each and every meatball.
I was wondering
that
if they
y'all
were
ate.
frozen or not.
No,
Yeah.
I made those.
No, they were
Okay.
good.
I just didn't add the pork to it. That normally makes them extra,
Porky?
Tender.
tender.
Oh.
Let's eat.
Hey, man. I'm never mad at a blueberry bunt.
No.
Now, she did leave the lemon off because you're a pain in the ass, and it was lacking.
I like the lemon in the bunt.
It was
like
lacking.
the lemon in it.
Stop catering to this bitch. She's too spoiled.
Please don't. I definitely didn't. I don't like lemon where lemon is the like main character. But I don't mind lemon not being, when lemon is a supporting actor in a role,
Right.
it works better. Yeah, it works better for me. But don't cater to me.
I mean, she really can't cater to us because we are fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
From the moment we start this podcast till the moment we finish.
I'm slightly less obnoxious than Dana. The only
We should have a poll.
The only thing I don't like is lemon. Dana,
Bitch,
God.
you're allergic to pears. You don't
But
like
I'll eat them.
sweet wine.
I don't like sweet wine. That sucks. Sweet wine sucks.
There's many things you don't like.
Let's agree to disagree.
Okay. Or rewind the podcast and listen to any episode.
Listen, if you are so inclined, then I dare you to do it. You're not going to find any time where I was disagreeable in any way, shape, or form.
That's a challenge to you, dear listener, to re-listen to every episode. And we'd like a spreadsheet of all the times Nydia was oppositional.
I enjoyed this bunk cake.
Yeah, man.
It's 12 and I am slightly drunk. Mm-hmm. And it's fine because it's a Sunday.
It's fine.
It's a day of rest.
Yes. It's, dare I say, a fun day.
It's a fun Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
And so I want to toast a listener who bought us a drink on Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah.
We don't know who this listener is. Anonymous, if you are out there and
Somebody.
you bought us a drink. Another day, another bender. No retreat, no surrender. Cheers, motherfucker.
Cheers.
Thanks for that drink. Here we are drinking it at noon.
Right
on
now,
Sunday.
yeah. We're drinking it right now. Cindy
At
brought
a
it right over to
time
us.
where most people are in church.
Feel so sorry for them.
We're here drinking. This is the blood of Christ, honestly.
Honestly, I think they're making poor life choices and they should take advice from the crime diner.
There you go.
What are you doing?
Oh my God.
What?
I've been a little flighty lately.
No.
I don't know if I don't know if you guys have noticed,
I didn't.
but I fucking went out to dinner sometime last week. And I went out to dinner and I set my purse down on the table and I was like, okay, I'm going to fucking... Now, it's an expensive purse. It's a little Louis Vuitton crossbody.
Okay.
And all of my credit cards, all of my everything is in that purse, right? And so I set it on the table and promptly left, went home for the night.
Perfect.
The next day came, I had a dentist appointment, and I'm looking for my fucking purse.
Oh my God.
And I was like, first of all, let's not even discuss the license, my medical cards, my fucking
Everything, your life.
credit cards, all of my credit cards.
Oh my God.
All right. And I was like, fuck. I left my purse at the restaurant last night. And like I had that thing, as soon as I set it down on the table, I'm like, I'm probably going to forget it.
Yeah.
And bitch, I forgot my fucking purse at the fucking restaurant. So I called and they were like, oh, is it a Louis Vuitton? And that's what the manager said. And I was like, yeah. So when I was like, yeah, we still have it, whatever. I was like fucking shocked that they still had it. So I went around noon and I picked up the purse and the manager comes out and he was like, We were all very surprised that you didn't realize that it was missing until just now, the very next day, sometime at noon. And I was like, yeah. And then, like, I sat in my car thinking, I'm so fortunate. But then again, I was like, where the fuck am I in life? Like, they must think that I don't care about a $1,200 freaking tiny-ass envelope-sized purse.
I mean, they have to... I mean, I would think that they see that kind of shit all the time. But, like, it does go to, like, show that you are just, like, existing in another plane. Like, you were just, like, out here raw dogging life.
Yeah, yes. That's how I felt. I felt like I was raw dogging life because it's not like I can afford to lose a $1,200
no,
purse.
bitch. Like, can anyone? Like,
and all my license and everything. But
that's
I was
the
just
worst
like,
part of it.
I felt nothing.
Yeah,
I felt nothing. I was just like, oh well.
Oh, those antidepressants kicked in real good. You're just like, yeah, I got it. No biggie.
No, I was just like, yeah, I guess I lost my purse. I got a lot of work ahead of me.
That's good, man. I you know what? I love that headspace for you, honestly. Maybe try to, like, focus a little bit before you leave, like keys, phone, cell phone, wallet.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Meanwhile, I was more worried about the fact that I wrote cunty instead of county when I sent out an email.
You just love saying cunt in
I forgot
work
the
emails.
O. I mean, and still to this day, it's been almost a week since I sent out that email, and
Maybe
I was
it's time for a little meds for you too, babe.
And I sent it was like the superintendent of elections, and I'm sending it, and I'm writing. I can drop stuff off at the cunty office of elections if you want.
It really is
And
the
I'm like-
cunty office.
And I'm like, yeah, yep. Still worried about it. I'm like, this is also the same office that I emailed and I said breast at instead of best.
Girl, you need an assistant.
Honestly, though, if you want to be passive aggressive, that's the best way to do it. In an email, anytime that you have an OU combination, drop the O.
Yeah,
honestly.
forget it. We're done with it.
Yeah,
O's
drop
are
the
overrated.
O and tell your boss that it's a cunty problem.
It's a cunty problem.
Yeah.
We're done with that.
Honestly, Microsoft Outlook dropped the ball because they should have caught that as a misspelling.
Yeah. And they
did
didn't.
not.
Maybe
Somebody's
cunty's
been
a word.
using.
It was apropos.
I think it's you that's been using it, babe. You're the one that's been using cunty, like, quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, cuntia.
I've been catching myself quite a bit on that one.
Don't. I say don't. Fucking live.
I say go down to the cunty office and have your name legally changed. What are you waiting for?
That's right, the cunty office. And it really is a cunty office.
It really is.
Yeah.
Surely.
I think we might win an award for the amount of times cunt said on one episode. There should be a award for that.
I'm here for any award.
Yeah,
We've
man.
been podcasting for almost 3 years.
We deserve an award.
We have our comeuppance.
Do you want to hear a story?
Absolutely.
Hey, Squiddies, it's your late night talk show host, Dre, here from the Tattoo Squid podcast, here to take you on a deep, dark, murky journey to the recesses of my mind, while I talk to other podcasters about their shows and ask the hard questions, like, when you jaywalk, do you walk backwards or forwards? Or do you eat with your hands and not the utensils? How does one eat hot Cheetos and not crap their pants? All that and more, so take a dip and listen to wonders. Go to linktree/Tattoo Squid Podcast.
So today I got my story from The Guardian, todayifoundout.com, NPR, Entertainment Weekly, and IMDb. So,
NPR.
yeah. Most of the story was taken from the Today I Found Out, and then I had to go to some other website. But that article was beautifully written and interviewed people that were directly to the story. So I suggest you read it. But
Wow. The links are in the show notes.
links are in the show notes, yeah. So I think you're going to like this story.
I hope so, because I'm already like 3 glasses of wine in.
In 1957, a woman was pregnant and getting divorced.
Okay.
Since it was the 1950s, she decided that she did not want to have a baby out of wedlock. Even though she was married, probably when she got pregnant, she decided to make an adoption plan for the baby. When Stephen J. Russell was born, he was adopted by Brenda and Thomas Russell, a conservative couple who ran one of the largest food produce companies in the state of Virginia. He would later learn that not only did his biological parents get remarried, but they went on to have 3 more kids and never came to look for him.
We had a story like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I had a friend who was on the podcast, one of the first episodes.
Yeah.
She's Mad White Yo.
Yeah.
Who was adopted. She had an older sibling who they put up for adoption as well.
Yeah.
I don't think they had the same parents, but her biological parents stayed together. Or like, I guess, reconnected later after she had been adopted. And actually, I'm going to meet her biological parents next week.
Oh my God.
Yes, they're coming down to Jersey, and she was like, I'd like you to meet my biological parents. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, them not looking for him, and he felt rejected, obviously, and it was a little bit difficult for him to deal with that.
Okay.
So it wasn't until he was 9 years old that he found out he was adopted, and he did not take the news well at all. He started to act out, getting into fights and setting things on fire. His parents were beside themselves, and they didn't really know what to do, so they sent him away to like a boarding school or like a correctional school.
A military school?
Sort of, yeah. While he was there, he had a bunch of sexual experiences with other boys, which left him very confused about his sexuality for years to come.
Oh.
When he got out of boarding school, he seemed to be better. You know, life got a lot better for Stephen. He went on to have a pretty chill, quiet, early adult life. And while he was volunteering as a deputy police officer, he met and fell in love with a female secretary, and the two of them would have a daughter named Stephanie. And, you know, he sort of like went on to have this like very vanilla life with her.
Right.
Things were really normal for a while, and he would even play the organ in his local church during service on Sundays. But then in 1985, his world was rocked again when his adoptive father passed away suddenly. And he began to reflect on the life he was living and his mortality, and he realized that he needed to live in his truth. So he discussed with his wife the fact that he was gay, and she seemed to be really supportive, and they agreed to an amicable divorce.
Oh.
He would go on to say that people use the term sham marriage. I don't think it was a sham because there was a sexual attraction towards women, but there was always a stronger attraction towards men. I finally let go, and it became easier to deal with my sexuality because I wasn't trying to hide it.
So she was his beard.
He loved her, I think, and he was attracted to her, but like, you know, he was gay, you know, and he just hadn't come to terms with the fact that he was gay until after he had done this very heteronormative life.
Maybe he was bi.
Maybe, but I think...
But more leaning towards
I think
men.
he ends up being, like, he only ends up being with men after this. But anyway, after coming out, Stephen tried to continue to live his life by the book, but he was fired from his job after his boss found out that he was gay.
No.
Yeah.
It was 1985, though.
So, obviously, this becomes a bit more difficult.
I'm very drunk, and I see two of you, and I'm trying, like, to focus my eyes.
Just close one.
Yeah.
So this is when Stephen embarks on a life of crime.
Oh, no.
Starting small, he begins to sell fake Rolex watches.
Like, does he have a trench coat?
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
what I
does
picture.
Does he open it, and he's just like...
Or he's got his, like, DeLorean or something, and he's, like, opens the trunk, and all of, like, these fake Rolex watches, like...
Why does it have to be a DeLorean?
I don't know, it's 1985. What else are you driving in 85?
You're right.
Or, like, an old, like, red Mustang or something, like a Camaro. That's what everybody drove back then, right?
A Firebird.
Oh, a Firebird,
Yes.
Yeah. He then gets the idea to do a little insurance fraud. He fakes a fall, and he sues an insurance company, and he gets $45,000, which is about $85,000 today.
That's delicious.
Yeah, it's a nice nut.
Yeah.
At this point, authorities don't even have a clue that he's out here breaking the law until 1992. He gets arrested for submitting a false application for a passport. Don't fucking know why, but that's what happens.
Okay.
Once he was arrested, they look into his background, and they realize he's got this big old payout, which is in fact fraud.
Right.
So they arrest
but
him.
how did they know that it was fraud?
I guess they, like, once they started looking into it, they're like, oh, you said you fell, you hurt your back, but you don't seem like, you know how they catch...
he's like picking up bags of cement.
Yeah, they're probably watching him or something, right? So he's arrested, and he's sentenced to 10 years in Harris County Jail for, you know, insurance fraud.
Damn, 10 years.
Yeah, which is a real bummer because he finally had found some luck in his love life.
Oh.
He had been dating a man named James Kemple Stephen and James could not be apart for 10 years, not because James wouldn't wait for Stephen, but because he had just recently been diagnosed with HIV.
Oh.
And we know in the early 90s,
Yeah.
this was a death sentence. Yeah. It wasn't a matter of if he would die, it was when he was going to die.
Right.
So Stephen just wasn't having it. So after studying the patterns of the guards and finding where some of the female inmates' clothing had been held, he takes some pants and a shirt. There's like conflicting stories of whether it was like a tie-dye shirt or like just whatever. I don't know what the clothes looked like. But he takes some clothes and...
Let's call it a tie-dye shirt because it sounds gay as hell.
Yeah. He knew the clothes didn't necessarily convey authority, so somehow he acquired a walkie-talkie.
With a tie-dye shirt? Okay, let's go back. It wasn't a tie-dye
One article
shirt.
said it was a tie-dye shirt. One article said it was like just clothes, like female clothes. Like someone, I guess when they like take the inmates and they take their regular clothes away, then they give them jail clothes.
Yes.
It was that. It was something from there.
And a walkie-talkie.
So he gets a walkie-talkie. A few days later, he waited for the guards to go on a smoke break. He got changed into the clothes. And he walks up to the door. He banged on it with the walkie-talkie. So, like, they couldn't necessarily see him, but they hear, like, the banging of the walkie-talkie, which they hear, all the officers do. So the guard on the other side just lets him out, and he just walks away from jail.
Wow.
I guess they thought maybe he was, like, an undercover cop or something. I don't know what they thought, but they just, like, he just walks out. Goodbye.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody lost their job.
Yeah, so that's the thing about this whole thing. Like, you are going to want to, you're going to want to root for Stephen. Like, really a lot through this whole story. Because I do.
Right.
And, you know, people definitely lost their jobs over this.
Okay.
But that being said, like, I'm here for a love story.
Maybe they weren't suited to their jobs.
That's true. Pay attention.
There you go.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
So he gets out of there. He fucking beats feet to James's apartment, right? He convinces him to flee to Mexico, and so they can be together for the last bit of James's life.
Okay.
Which is like, my whole heart.
I mean.
The couple remains in Mexico fucking free and undetected until James gets really sick. And Stephen starts to panic, so he wants to bring him back to the U.S. for medical treatment. He tries to commit more insurance fraud to raise money for James's medical expenses, and he was caught and brought into custody. James Kemple died a few weeks after Stephen's arrest while he was in jail.
Aww.
Believe it or not, this is not even the love story I'm telling you about. The meet cute is about to happen.
Okay.
In a very unsuspecting place.
I'm thinking Rihanna. I'm thinking her song.
Which one?
We found love.
Yes. Yes, that one.
Yeah, I don't even know the words.
Yeah. It was a hopeless place. Picture it.
I'm picturing it.
The law library. County jail. Spring 1995. A 5'2" Phillip Morris reaching for a book.
5'2" Phillip Morris?
Yeah.
Isn't that a cigarette brand?
It is, yeah. He's reaching for a book in the law library, and it's just too high.
Yeah, if you're 5'2".
Too high. In walks 6'2" Stephen Russell.
Damn.
And sparks fly. Stephen reaches for the book, and, you know, they're in love immediately.
Is his jail shirt tied in the front?
Like, in a knot off to the side. Philip had been in jail for not returning a rental car, which seems excessive.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They didn't know that he was a fugitive?
I don't know. No, I think he, like, I guess that technically means he stole the car, but...
Yeah, but like, he was also a fugitive for insurance fraud.
No.
Oh,
Phillip.
the other guy.
Yeah, the guy he meets, yeah.
Phillip Morris.
Phillip Morris, yeah. He's in jail for not returning a rental car.
Oh my God.
Stephen describes Philip. He's very intelligent. He loves fishing and four-wheel driving. He loves music. He's a little mess. He's diabetic, so he'll go out and buy 12 donuts and eat them all at once.
Sounds like the plan I'm on.
Yeah, truly. His sugar's a little high. Yeah. So both men are released on parole in 1995, and they start a life together in Houston.
I love that.
Yeah. Stephen got it into his head that he wanted to give Philip the finest things in life. So he set about forging a resume, landing himself a job as the CFO for a medical insurance company called NAM.
Fucking love him.
All of the references he used for his previous employment were routed back to himself, and he would change his voice and answer the phone and give himself a glowing recommendation, and got the job.
This was an episode of Seinfeld. I love it.
This job paid him more than $90K a year in 1995.
Dude, why aren't we all doing this?
And literally, like, No one checked.
No one
checked.
Because what are your qualifications
Right.
as a CEO?
You write a fucking, I went to Harvard. Who
Yeah.
the fuck is checking that? No one's checking.
Right.
Literally no one's checking.
Exactly.
But this was not enough for Stephen. He decided that he would stick it to the man anyway. Since the medical insurance companies had been so shitty to him and James while James was dying, he thought it would be a good idea for him to embezzle $800,000 from dormant accounts in 5 months, which is about $1.4 million today.
Wow.
He would deposit the money into 2 accounts, one being in Philip's name that Philip supposedly did not know about,
Okay.
implicating him without his knowledge in these crimes.
Oh no. See, that's a no-no.
Yeah. The founder of NAM, the insurance company that he worked for, would later admit that Stephen was much easier to work with than any of the other CFOs, and he seemed really good at his job.
I love that.
So the cops show up to arrest him, and he tells them that he's a diabetic and that he needs to take his insulin before he leaves. So he goes and gets Philip's insulin.
Uh-huh.
They agree, of course, because obviously it's like he's a diabetic,
Right.
he needs his insulin. So he injects himself with 40 doses of insulin and goes into shock.
Oh shit.
Stephen says that he was attempting to end his own life, but Philip doesn't believe that. He says that he injected himself so that he would have more time to think in the hospital instead of jail. That being said, if he tried to kill himself or if he was trying to get out of jail, the judge did not find his shenanigans entertaining at all. So he set his bail at $900,000, which was $1.5 million today. Obviously, he couldn't afford to get out of jail at this price, but fear not, he has a plan. Stephen called the district clerk from jail, impersonating the judge's voice, like, really well, and tells them that he's decided to reduce Stephen's bail to a much affordable $45,000, which was also the same amount because Philip was arrested too. So,
Oh, because he was implicated.
yeah, his bail was only $45,000, so he, posted bail and left.
Right.
So Stephen convinces the clerk to change his bail to also $45,000. He writes a check and walks out of jail and heads straight to Philip. Days later, the check bounces, and police go right to Philip, and they find them there. For these crimes...
In their arms.
Yeah, together. For these crimes, he's sentenced to 45 years in prison. For Stephen, this simply will not do. But, have no fear, he has a plan. He starts to collect these green markers from the prison commissary.
Okay.
And he emptied them into filled up the sink with water and got all the ink out of them.
Right.
He takes his white prison uniform, he dyes them in the sink, taking care not to wring them out to make streaks in the
Right.
clothes. And he makes it look like medical scrubs that the staff wears.
Oh my god.
A few days later, he puts the scrubs on. He waits until the person who controls the door is on the phone. He walks up like he needs to leave, and they just let him out. He walks out of prison. He gets about 100 yards away. He gives them the middle fingers. And then he uses the fake scrubs to his advantage once more, asks a passerby to give him a ride, says he's been in an accident, can you give me a ride into the city? He said, by the time they had their helicopters and search teams out, I was drinking margaritas in a bar in Houston.
Still wearing the scrubs.
Probably, yeah. Of course, he ran straight for Philip, and the couple beat feet to Mississippi, but they were eventually caught.
Damn it.
Yeah. So each time Stephen gets out to be with Philip, he is overjoyed. And when inevitably he gets locked back up, it seems like he's fine with it. He's like,
Right.
whatever, at least I got to see Philip for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. He's always a pleasant guy. He's got a fun spirit. Yeah, you got me. Take me back. Sorry about it. But this time when they picked him up, they take him back to jail. He doesn't seem to be in the same high spirits.
Okay.
He seems, sad, lethargic.
Right.
And he eventually tells authorities that he found out while he was out this time that he has been diagnosed with HIV.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah. So for almost a year, guards watch Stephen waste away from the effects of HIV. He loses so much weight. He has constant diarrhea. He gets bruises and marks on him.
Yeah.
He was really sick. And so they place him into a prison nursing home. While there, prison officials get a phone call from the physician noting that Stephen had been selected for an experimental drug trial and that he could come there and maybe they can, test these drugs out. We love testing drugs on prisoners, obviously.
Right, yeah.
So shortly after he was admitted to the trial, authorities were informed of his passing, that they got his death certificate or whatever. But that is not the end of the story for Stephen Russell. Of course he did not have HIV.
Oh my God.
Of course he was the doctor who called to get him into the fake trial.
He was his own doctor.
Of course he was the one who notified authorities of his fake death. He faked the whole thing.
How?
He got himself out of jail. He, like, I guess found out about the drug trial and, like, just, like, he was, like, a master of, like, voices.
I mean, honestly.
And he would just literally call them from their own phones and be like, yes, I'm Dr. So-and-so, and we need Stephen Russell to come to the... And they're like, cool, see ya. Like, and just, like...
What?
Yeah, like, dropped him off, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And just like that, poof, he's off their radar. You know? So how does he manage this? Like I said, he's a master at changing his voices, but he's also fucking smart. He says...
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah, he says his IQ is 163, but he doesn't think he's smarter than anyone else, he says. He said, that was the most difficult. I had to completely discipline myself. You do whatever you have to do. I get my ideas from studying, I watch, I look for weaknesses. You look the whole way around something and you never let yourself get blocked in. I don't think I'm cleverer than the police. I manage it because they think anyone who is a criminal is stupid and they're complacent. I think anyone can escape from anywhere. So my dude just fakes all these medical documents. He like types them up in the law library on a typewriter.
Wow.
Places them in his own file when the jail is not looking. And they just never tested him for, you know, HIV or AIDS. They never tested him. They just believed that he did have it. And he looked sick.
And they're probably, like, ignorant enough where they're just like, ew, we don't want to touch him.
He's gay.
Whatever.
It's the 90s. Yeah, we're definitely just like, right.
Oh, my God.
So while Stephen is escaping from jail, Philip is still locked up for the embezzlement charges that Stephen had done. So the only reason he escapes from jail is to see Philip. So obviously, he poses as Philip's lawyer and visits him every day in jail.
Fucking love him.
But alas, Stephen will not evade police forever.
See, here's the thing, though. This is why, like, I know that I'm, like, laughing and I'm, like
No,
almost rooting for a criminal. But he didn't hurt a person.
Right.
He didn't, you know what I'm saying?
He never does anything like, I mean,
he hurts an insurance company.
Yeah, like, fuck them also. Yeah, he, like, anybody he steals money from has always been huge corporations or banks.
Right.
Who are, like, insured to the teeth. So it's like, it's fine, honestly. I'm not mad at this at all. You know, the people who probably lose their jobs for, like, you know, letting him out of jail repeatedly. Like, opening the door. Literally opening the door and be like, goodbye, goodbye. See you later. Talk to you soon.
Right.
You know, that part of it, I guess. Maybe you feel bad about that, but...
Or maybe the stockholders and the companies that
yes, I feel so bad about that. Wow.
So bad.
So he goes to a bank and tries to get a loan for $75,000, posing as like a rich dude, and the bank smells something fishy.
Oh.
So they call the police. When they realize that the guy trying to get the loan is Steven, they try to arrest him, but he fakes a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
So the cops take him to the hospital, and they don't take his cell phone from him. So from the hospital, the minute he's left alone, he calls the hospital. He introduces himself as Special Agent Johnson from the FBI and tells them that Steven's not the guy they were looking for and they can let him go. So he leaves. He goes straight to Neiman Marcus. He gets himself a suit, you know, new clothes, and he goes right to the jail and tells Philip what he's done. He tells him he's got a plan to get him out of jail. But Philip told him, don't you think you've gotten me in enough trouble? Get your ass out of here and don't ever come back. Philip's upset.
No.
He was sentenced to like 7 years in jail. Like what Stephen
for something he didn't even like
really do.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't matter anyway because he would only be out of jail for about 2 more weeks before he was finally arrested for the last time on April 7th, 1998 in Sunrise, Florida. He did initially try to trick arresting officers and say that he wasn't Stephen Russell, but they apparently had been forewarned from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice not to listen to anything that he says, no matter how believable. We told them in Florida, if he comes out of the apartment and he says he's Bill Clinton, do not believe him, even though you may want to. Once he got back to Texas, they were none too pleased about his Houdini stunts. And they slammed him with a 144-year sentence.
Holy shit.
45 years for the original crimes and 99 years for his multiple escapes. Which is a lot. Like, this is a lot of time for a non-violent criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yes.
So despite being in solitary confinement for almost 23 hours a day, Prison officials are still convinced that Stephen is plotting to escape. One guard said, "If I know Stephen, he's in touch with Phillip Morris right now. I'm absolutely positive that his little brain is constantly turning." Stephen insists he's not planning to escape again. He says, quote, "No, not now, no. I read the articles and people will add a little bit of this or a little bit of that, but I wouldn't wait 14 years to burn off. If I was going to burn off or escape from prison, I would have already done it. Really." They move him to a new cell every week so he doesn't, like, you know, can't dig out or, like, whatever. And the way Steven sees it is they really just want him to see the entire prison so he can plan an escape. But he says he has no reason to try and escape. He says all of his previous motivation had been to see Philip, you know, and now they're not really in contact anymore. Some articles said that Philip still sends him letters, and then other articles said that they haven't had any contact at all. So it's like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Philip is now in his 50s. He lives alone, and he has to remind himself every day to forgive Stephen. Philip spent nearly 7 years in prison for a crime both he and Stephen continue to insist that he had nothing to do with. Philip says, "I love the man. I always will. But I wish often that I'd never met him. I truly believe that everything he did was out of love for me." And a fun little fact to add to this story is that every escape happened on a Friday the 13th. He considers Friday the 13th his lucky day because he was born on Friday the 13th. And honestly, he's not wrong. During an interview, they asked him if he was planning another escape, if he knew when the next Friday the 13th was. And without hesitation and a grin on his face, he said, "November." So if you're thinking this would be a really good movie, so do many other people.
Right.
It was a movie made in 2009 called I Love You, Phillip Morris, starring Jim Carrey, Ewan McGregor, and Leslie Mann.
Oh my god, I have to watch
Yeah,
that.
it's good.
They're all of my favorite characters.
Yes. So I think Steven is Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor is Philip, and Leslie Mann, who I fucking love,
Yes.
is his wife.
I've heard of that movie. I love you, Phillip Morris. But I thought it was about a cigarette company.
No, it's this, and like it's like some of the articles I read were like interviews with Philip being like, "No, this is pretty accurate to what happened."
Wow.
And like the articles with Steven, they're like pretty accurate to
Who
what
plays
happened.
Steven?
Jim Carrey.
Of course.
Yeah, and Philip is Ewan McGregor.
And who's Leslie Mann? His
wife.
His original wife?
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Steven is in contact with his daughter now. Like, she visits him. Like, she reached out to him, and he says now, like, the only thing he regrets about all of this is that he really didn't have a relationship with his daughter because he was so doing all this shit. And so she, like, goes and visits him in jail, and he's like, "I'm not able to hug her or touch her or hold her at all." And so, like, that's really sad. And he, like, goes into depth about, like, what it's like to live in solitary confinement. It's actually, like, really...
Yeah, that's
it's really
terrible.
He's in very severe lockdown 23 hours a day.
Wow.
He says, like, it's important to him to get his shower every day because it's the only, like, sanity he gets to, like, get out of the room, to take a shower, like, to be clean. Like, you know, he goes on to talk about, like, how many people die by suicide over, you know, in solitary, and how, like, really unfair. And, like, this is a non-violent criminal. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You're fucking embarrassed that this dude literally just walks out of his jail whenever he wants to.
It sounds like a case of butthurt, honestly.
Truly.
Wow.
I mean, definitely.
Oh, I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah.
Now.
It's so good.
Oh, wow.
But I heard the story. I was like, this is so fun. I'm sorry. I love a love story. You know me.
Yeah. This is silly. Even.
It's so silly because it's like, you literally... My man was like, goodbye. He's like, I've had enough. My man is dying. I'm gonna go be with him.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not mad at it.
Right.
Or like, but I love Phillip Morris. Obviously, we need to be together. And it sounds like Philip still loves him too, but like...
Yeah, but
you
like,
know.
Oh my god, dude, you're causing me problems.
Yeah. And also, you were making $90K in like 85. Like, what are you doing, man?
Exactly. Why...
I think it was just like, he's just too compelled to like not break the law.
Yeah,
you know?
like, yeah.
He says like, oh, I did it because they were shitty to James when he was dying. And like, also fair, but like, you blew your own whole life up over that.
Exactly.
You know? Which sucks.
And the best revenge is to just be faking
happy.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Also-
at their expense.
Yeah.
Also,
right.
he was already scamming them because he didn't qualify for
That's
that
what I'm
job.
saying.
Technically.
Yeah.
What the fuck does a CFO do
He
anyway?
could have fucking retired, and at the end of his retirement, just driven them to the ground.
Right.
As the best revenge,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh my god. Yeah, right, exactly.
You know?
But yeah, that's I Love You, Phillip Morris.
Yeah, I fucking gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was such a fun story.
So
Thank you
good,
so
right?
much.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, and if you enjoyed that story, maybe subscribe so you don't miss out.
Yeah.
We have Buy Me a Coffee. We'll toast to your behind if you buy us a coffee.
Yeah.
Or in this case, a couple glasses of wine. You can write a review and share this podcast with somebody that might enjoy this. I mean, why wouldn't you enjoy this? You can connect with us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter,
All the socials.
all the socials, and we could be like your besties.
Yeah. We also have merch.
Yeah, we have merch.
You can buy Fuck All the Way Off pants.
See, this is the thing. Like, how professional is it to come to work on Fridays with your fuck all the way off pants?
Well, that's dress down day, isn't it?
And dress all the way down.
Just all
Check you out next week, and remember, do not get taken to that second location. Be good or be good at hiding the body. Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you okay?
Jesus Christ.
Fucking loud.
You're disgusting and I hate you both.
Holding my pee because I almost fucking peed myself.